The moment Kael touched the black crystal, every hunter in the room stepped away from him. A red system window exploded in front of his face. Warning! Cursed boss core detected. Before he could move, his party leader smiled and kicked him into the boss chamber. You're only an F-rank cleaner. Die useful for once. The giant stone door slammed shut. In the darkness, a dead dragon opened one glowing purple eye and whispered. Human, why can you hear my curse? Kael Veyran was known as the weakest student in Blackthorn Hunter Academy. While other students awakened fire blades, lightning steps, beast contracts, and royal bloodline skills, Kael awakened something everyone laughed at. F-rank skill, Cleanse. It could remove dust, weak poison, and small stains from dungeon equipment. The teachers called it useless. The students called him janitor. And the academy placed him in the lowest dorm, where failed hunters waited to be expelled. But Kael had one secret. Every night, when the academy sent students to sleep, he entered the training basement and cleaned broken dungeon weapons. At first, it was just work for extra food. Then he noticed something strange. When his skill touched cursed monster blood, the blood did not disappear. It whispered. Fragments of dead monsters appeared in his mind. Their fear. Their anger. Their final memories. Kael realized cleanse was not removing dirt. It was touching souls. 1 month later, Blackthorn Academy announced the Crimson Gate trial. Every student party had to clear a low-level dungeon to earn hunter status. Kael was forced into a noble party led by Rovan Grell, the Academy's golden student. Rovan had an A-rank flame spear, rich parents, and a smile that looked kind only when teachers were watching. Before entering the gate, he placed a hand on Kael's shoulder. Stay behind us. Clean the traps. Don't embarrass us. The Crimson Gate was supposed to be a D-rank dungeon. But the moment they entered, the air turned cold. The walls were covered in black veins. Dead goblins, wolves, and armored skeletons were frozen in place like statues. A system message appeared. Inside the boss chamber, Kael expected death. Instead, he found a dragon corpse chained to the floor. Its bones were cracked. Its wings were torn. A black spear pinned its heart to the stone. Then the dragon opened one eye. It was not alive. It was cursed. The voice entered Kael's head. Cleanser, remove the spear. Kael laughed bitterly. I'm F-rank. I clean boots. The dragon answered. No. You clean chains. Kael placed his hand on the black spear. Pain exploded through his body. 1,000 monster screams filled his mind. He saw the dragon protecting a valley, then hunters betraying it for its core. The curse tried to enter Kael's heart. But his cleanse skill responded. The weak white glow turned purple. The system window shattered and rebuilt itself. F-rank skill cleanse has evolved. Hidden skill unlocked, soul purification. The black spear dissolved. The dragon's cursed body turned to ash. But from the ash, a small black dragon spirit appeared. It was no larger than a wolf, with cracked horns and glowing purple eyes. The system spoke again. Purified boss soul detected. Contract available. Kael stared at the little dragon. You were supposed to kill me. The dragon lowered its head. I was supposed to be saved by you. Kael accepted the contract. The moment the contract formed, the dungeon stopped shaking. The black veins on the walls turned purple and gold. A new system message appeared. Cursed boss defeated without killing. Impossible clear condition achieved. Dungeon authority transferred. Kael did not understand what that meant until the floor opened beneath him. Instead of falling, he landed in a hidden control room filled with floating dungeon maps, monster cores, and ancient system tablets. The dungeon now belonged to him. Outside the gate, Rovan returned with Kael's empty student badge. He told the teachers Kael had betrayed the party and died after activating the boss core. The academy believed him. Kael's name was erased from the trial list. His dorm was emptied. His rank record was deleted. To everyone at Blackthorn, the F-rank cleaner was dead. But deep beneath the dungeon, Kael was reading the first message of his new life. Dungeon Master Level 1. Kael spent 7 days inside the hidden dungeon. He discovered the truth. Every monster killed by cursed hunters left behind a broken soul. Other hunters harvested cores and threw the rest away. But Kael could purify those souls. And when a purified soul accepted him, it could evolve into a loyal monster. A dead goblin became a shadow scout. A cursed wolf became a silver guardian. A broken skeleton knight became his first dungeon commander. Kael did not become strong overnight. His monsters obeyed him, but his body was still weak. So the skeleton knight trained him until his hands bled. The silver wolf forced him to run through traps. The small dragon burned his cloak every time he hesitated. Kael cleaned curses during the day and trained at night. After 1 month, his eyes were calmer. His steps were quieter. And his F-rank body began moving like a real hunter. 1 month later, Blackthorn Academy announced a public raid exam. The same Crimson Gate reopened. Rovan volunteered first. He wanted to prove he was the strongest student and take the hidden boss treasure for himself. This time, teachers, nobles, and guild scouts gathered to watch through magic mirrors. Rovan smiled for the crowd. But when he stepped into the dungeon, the entrance changed. A purple system window appeared before every hunter. Welcome to the dungeon of the Forgotten King. Kael watched from the hidden control room. He did not attack Rovan immediately. He wanted everyone to see the truth. The first floor was filled with traps designed to expose selfish hunters. When Rovan saw a student trapped under falling stone, he ran past him. When a healer was surrounded by shadow goblins, he used her as bait. When a magic mirror showed his actions to the academy, his perfect smile began to crack. Kael whispered, "Now they can see you." On the 3rd floor, Rovan finally reached the old boss chamber. He expected treasure. Instead, the doors opened to a throne made of broken chains. Kael sat there wearing a dark hunter cloak with gold trim. A glowing crystal emblem burned on his chest. Behind him stood the silver wolf, the skeleton commander, the shadow scouts, and the small dragon now twice its original size. Rovan's face turned pale. "You're dead." Kael stood. "No. You just stopped looking down." Rovan attacked first. His A-rank flame spear roared across the chamber. 1 month ago, Kael would have died. This time, he stepped sideways and let the spear scrape his shoulder. Then the silver wolf crushed the flame with its jaws. The academy crowd watching through the magic mirrors fell silent. Rovan screamed. "Monsters can't protect a failure." Kael raised one hand. "Then why are they more loyal than humans?" Kael activated the dungeon memory crystal. The air filled with images from the night he was betrayed. Everyone saw Rovan pushing the cursed core into Kael's arms. Everyone heard him shout that Kael was the sacrifice. The teachers froze. The noble families stopped smiling. Rovan swung his spear at the memory, but it passed through the illusion. Kael looked at the magic mirrors and spoke clearly. "I was not killed by monsters. I was thrown away by hunters." But the dungeon had one more secret. Rovan's flame spear struck the broken altar and awakened the things sleeping beneath it. The ground split open. A giant cursed knight rose from the darkness, wearing armor made from thousands of stolen monster cores. The system window turned blood red. Final boss, Corridor Revenant. Rank, SSS. The teachers outside screamed to cancel the exam. But the gate locked. No one could leave. For the first time, Rovan looked at Kael without arrogance. He looked afraid. The SSS boss lifted its sword and absorbed the flames from Rovan's spear like food. Kael's monsters stepped in front of him. But Kael walked past them. The small dragon growled. "Master, that thing eats cores." Kael nodded. "Then we won't fight it with cores." He raised both hands. We fight it with every soul it swallowed. Kael activated soul purification at full power. The boss screamed. Thousands of trapped monster souls burst from its armor. Goblins, wolves, dragons, trolls, spirits, and knights filled the chamber like a storm. The system could not calculate the result. Soul purification has exceeded rank limit. New authority unlocked. SSS-rank skill, Monster Requiem. Every soul Kael had saved answered him. And for one moment, the F-rank cleaner commanded an army of the dead without enslaving a single one. The trapped souls attacked the revenant from inside. Kael's silver wolf tore its legs. The skeleton commander shattered its sword. The small dragon flew into its chest and burned the cursed core with purple fire. Kael placed his hand on the boss helmet and whispered, "You can rest now." The SSS boss collapsed. Not into treasure. Not into ashes. But into a single white crystal. The first pure boss core ever recorded. When the gate opened, Kael walked out first. Behind him came his monster companions. The academy guards raised their weapons, but no one dared attack. The headmaster tried to smile. "Kael Veyran, the academy welcomes you back." Kael looked at the building that had erased his name. Then he looked at the students who had once laughed at him. "I'm not returning as your student." He turned away. "I'm opening my own dungeon." That night, every hunter guild in the kingdom received the same impossible notification. New independent dungeon registered. Dungeon Master, Kael Veyran. Threat level, unknown. Far away, inside the royal capital, a sealed tower opened its first eye. An ancient voice laughed in the darkness. "So the cleaner has awakened." On Kael's shoulder, the small dragon looked toward the horizon. "Master, something older than me is coming." Kael smiled calmly. "Good. Then we'll clean that too."